Hi friends, welcome to the kitchen. So obviously I do like checking out dishes from different cuisines, and today is time for the Colombian inspired cuisine. Let's make a potato stew, and it's going to be inspired by the Colombian potato soup, which is traditionally made with chicken, but here we're cooking plant-based, so we are going to make it chicken-less and it's going to taste just fine. Different kinds of potatoes in this dish do blend it together quite nicely, giving it a very distinctive texture and quite a nice taste.
Here is where you take 3 different potato varieties, preferably waxy, starchy, and all-purpose. 500 grams of each or a little over 1 pound. Here is a waxy, firm Ratte potatoes which maintain their consistency and texture as they're cooked. Small starchy baby potatoes are breaking down more easily, and we will add them in the end of the cooking process due to their small size. And less starchy, more sugary red potatoes which are going to break down, contributing to the creamier consistency of the stew. And let's start with the aromatic base. 1 medium yellow onion. Those are sweeter than white onions, and they're going to develop their sweetness when the heat is applied. Medium dice here. Dry saute on the medium heated pan until they start turning translucent. That should take about 5 minutes. Leave them on a hot surface without tossing them. In case they're not burning, just don't touch them, let them cook through. After the onion, it's time to add the garlic. Crush it, and roughly means 4 garlic cloves, and it's going to go onto the pan. Garlic takes less time to cook and burn. Around 30 seconds, 1 minute max is enough to start feeling the flavor of garlic. Here we remove the potato skin because we want the starches to get released into the water, which will allow the soup to get creamier. For the potatoes to cook evenly, cut them into even pieces, bite-sized pieces. Quarter the red potatoes and cut the Ratte potatoes into 3 parts. And I'm going to take the baby potatoes and keep them for later because they're quite small and they can be added to the hot water. Add the red and Ratte potatoes into the pan and add the cold vegetable broth, around 4 cups. Cooking the potatoes in cold water will allow them to cook through properly, otherwise the insides may be raw while the outside is already cooked. I'm using 2 bay leaves here and half of a teaspoon of dried thyme. I would suggest you're gentle with thyme. It's quite a powerful herb and it can overpower any other flavor quite easily. Cover the potatoes with the lid, bring to a simmer, lower the heat to medium and cook for around 20 minutes. Meanwhile, prepare 2 corn ears. I actually love corn in the soup. It's quite unusual for my default palate, and it also adds the bite to a dish. Remove the corn silk, clean the ears out, and cut them into bite-sized pieces. This is going to be 3 or 4 parts. Be careful with the corn though, it can be quite hard to cut through. Don't hurt yourself, be very careful. Add corn, add baby potatoes, and the soup has started developing really nice, mild flavor in terms of spices, but very hearty and very warm at the same time. I'm adding 3 green onions chopped and 3 to 4 tablespoons of celery or coriander, whichever you prefer, and keep some for serving. Some freshly crushed black pepper. It's going to release a lot of aromatic compounds the moment you crush it, and cook on simmer for 20 more minutes till the corn and baby potatoes are cooked. You can check the readiness of potatoes and corn with the knife. You should be able to poke the corn, the kernels themselves, and the potatoes should slide off quite easily. The prep time for this dish is less than 15 minutes and it's one of my favorite go-to lunches. Serve with some fresh herbs. They pair very naturally with the overall flavor profile of this dish. And traditional potato soup in Colombia is served with capers, and they're indeed coming in really nicely with this mild soup taste. Add some sourness to this meal and add the vegan sour cream if you have any. I am adding the Oatly Greek style yogurt, and you can also add something acidic such as lime into the final product. It adds another dimension to the flavor profile because it just adds this fresh feeling to it.
Here is some nutritional information if you want to prepare this soup, and if you're counting your micros and macros, this can be quite important. And meanwhile, you can check out the harvest soup right here and some meal prep series. I think it's quite useful, gives you quite a realistic picture of what you can eat throughout the week, and I see you there.